Hey beekeepers, welcome back to the Beekeepers Buzz for the Southeast. Right now, hurricane season is in full swing, and we want to talk about what to prepare for as a beekeeper and what to prepare your yard for as a beekeeper. So what you want is you ideally want your hive sitting about 16 to 24 inches off the ground. What that will do is that will prevent the flooding, if you do happen to encounter that, from reaching the entrance of your hive and flooding out your hive. Now, you can buy a pre-made hive stand, or there's several different options that you can use. A couple homemade options would be your standard cinder blocks, sitting up long ways with a piece of 4x4 or other durable wood running through it. One that will allow you to have a lot of weight at the base of your hive, but it also is very extendable as well. So now you can run a 12-foot 4x4 in between a couple cinder blocks, which will allow you to have multiple hives sitting up there, so you're not just stuck with one hive stand good for one hive. Another thing during hurricane season that we want to talk about is your straps. So ideally, you would want a ratchet strap or one of our hive straps to keep that lid on during the heavy wind coming through from that hurricane. That will prevent the lid from blowing off and that rain from getting down in the hive. Also, the weight of that hive and your hive stand will prevent that hive from blowing over. Now, if you do happen to have multiple hives sitting on 4x4s and cinder blocks, you can ideally put a piece of wood across all the lids and just in key points on that 4x4 ratchet strap or tie down, so that way it will help prevent that lid from falling off during those windy seasons. Ideally, we want to move our bees out of the path of a hurricane. However, if that's not possible for you, you want to take these precautions with lifting your hives up off the ground and strapping them down, so that way you can minimize all losses for the hurricane season. So now after the hurricane comes through, you go out, you check your hives, there's no flooding, your hive didn't fall over, your lid didn't blow off. The next thing that you want to think about is, what did that hurricane do to the forage in your area? What time of the year did that hurricane come through? Were you reliant on Brazilian pepper coming up? Were you reliant on cabbage palm? So these are some key things that you want to think about. If it did wipe out that forage and those plants in your areas, if you did get hit pretty bad, then you definitely want to think about substituting their feed, whether that be with ProSweet or your sugar water blend of sucrose. Also, that can do a lot of damage to the pollen sources for them as well. So think about pollen patties, think about a dry pollen substitute to give those bees the nutrition that they need after that hurricane. So in the event of a hurricane, in the aftermath of the hurricane, a lot of people focus on the amount of damage that a hurricane does to buildings, to properties, to retail businesses with the flooding and the loss of their merchandise. But not too many people focus on the farmers, in particular the beekeepers. A lot of people lose their hives and their way of living just because of the storm coming through and destroying their colonies. So I always encourage anyone to shop local for honey, to support those local beekeepers. Look for your honey stands on the side of the road, look at your farmers markets. All of those people are mom and pop businesses owned by the people that you probably see at that stand. So helping them by purchasing that honey, those bags of pollen that they have, that goes a long way, especially when disaster strikes. And that's it for this month's Beekeepers Buzz. Thanks for tuning in. Make sure to like and subscribe.